How do you upload a file in an ASP.NET Core Web API? We're going to show you how to do it in minimal APIs. What we'll do is we'll create a new minimal API endpoint. We'll create it with the post method, and the route for it will be /upload-file. We then need to make it asynchronous, and we pass in a type of IFormFile, and we'll name the parameter file. Now the first thing we need to do is to set the directory as to where we're going to upload the file. So create a new variable called directory, and we'll get that from environment.currentDirectory/files. So this is the folder path where we're going to be uploading the files to. We want to see if that directory exists. If it doesn't exist, we then need to create it. So we do the check, and then we call directory.createDirectory, and then pass in the directory that we've set up there to create the directory. Then we want to set the full file path. So we do that by setting another variable. We'll get the directory, and then with inside the directory, we're going to upload the file with the file name that it's been uploaded to. Now we only want to upload files if they don't already exist. So we say if the file doesn't exist, then we upload it to that folder. So if it doesn't exist, we create a new file stream by calling file.create, and we pass in the full file path. So it will create it to that file path that we've set there. Then we call file.copy-to-async, and we pass in the file stream for that. And then we can return a response. We can just indicate that it has been successful. If the file does exist, we want to make sure that we return an unsuccessful response. So we'll copy and paste that, and we'll return false. We're now going to attempt to upload a file using that endpoint that we just created. We've got this test file here. The contents within that just states that this is a text file. We'll press send, and unfortunately we're getting an exception. It's saying /upload file contains antiforgery metadata, but a middleware was not found that supports antiforgery. We could disable the anti-forgery check, but that will cause security issues. It's better to include the anti-forgery token. Now let's have a look at creating an anti-forgery token. We first need to add a NuGet package. So in Visual Studio, we go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager, and Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. We'll click on the Browse tab, and we'll do a search for anti-forgery. So it's the Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.antiforgery NuGet package that we need. We'll select the API project and install it. Then in program.cs, we need to add a couple of lines to enable it. So we call builder.services, and we call add anti-forgery. And we also need to use the anti-forgery. So we call app.use anti-forgery. Now we can create the endpoint to generate the token. So we're going to use the get method, and we'll call the root /generate-token. Then as the parameters, we need to pass in the instance of the anti-forgery, and we also need to pass in the HTTP context instance as well. And then we simply return the anti-forgery token, create a new anonymous response, and we'll call antiforgery.get and store tokens. We pass in the HTTP context as the parameter, and then we can get the request token like that. We also need to include the anti-forgery token in our upload file endpoint. So we create a new parameter within that. We'll get the token from a form value. Now by default, the anti-forgery will call the form name __ request verification token. And then it'll be a type of string and with a parameter name of token. We're going to make a slight change to the upload file endpoint that we just created. So rather than calling it file.name, we're going to call file.filename. With this change, it means that the file name that we upload, it will also save it with the same file name. Let's run the application to test it out. We're going to upload the same file again, but this time with a token. First, we need to generate the token. So we run the generate token endpoint. That's given us our request token. We're going to copy that into a text file. And then we're going to upload the file again. So we find the file that we attempted to upload last time, which is testfile.txt. And then we need to add the request verification token. So that's this token here, minus the JSON formatting. So we'll take the JSON formatting out, and we'll copy the token into there. And that has returned a successful response. If we have a look at the application, it's created this folder called Files, and within that it's got our test file. We open it, it's got the contents in there saying this is a test file. When you subscribe, you'll be notified for any new .NET videos that are released on this channel. If you want to upload multiple files, you can use the IFormFileCollection type. Here's how you do that. We're going to create a new endpoint for that. Once again, we'll use the post method. So we call app.mapPost, and the root we'll call /upload-files. We'll mark it asynchronous, and this time we'll pass in the type of the IFormFileCollection and call it file collection. We also need to pass in the request verification token, which we'll copy and paste from uploading the singular file. Then we can copy and paste quite a lot of the code from the singular file endpoint that we created earlier. And we need to make a couple of changes to it. So we want to still create the directory if it doesn't exist, but then this is where we change a few things. So we're going to create a new variable called anyUploadSuccessful, and we'll set it to false. And then we need to loop through each of the files in the IFormFileCollection type. So we get each file in the file collection, and then this code here can go into the for each loop. But at this point, we don't want to return the successful response because we might have more than one file. So at this point, we're just going to set the any successful upload to true. And then once it's been through that, we'll still return a successful property, but we'll set it to the any upload successful variable that we've set there. We're going to run our upload files endpoint, and we're going to test it with these two text files. The test file.txt, that's the same file that we uploaded earlier. And the test file2.txt is similar, but it's got slightly different content. The first thing we need to do is to generate a token. So we run that endpoint. We get the token, we'll copy and paste that into a text file, and we'll remove the JSON syntax from it. Then we can attempt to run our upload files endpoint. So we'll add each of the files. Because it's an array, we need to add the 0 index in there. We upload the test file.txt. We need to do the same thing for the second test file. Grab the file there, and then we need to add the request verification token, which we can get from our text file. We'll add it in there, and it's returned a successful response. And a files folder has been created, and it's got each of our test files, so that has been successful. When uploading files, it's essential that you do some sort of antivirus check to check for viruses or malware in your file. ClamAV is one particular tool that you can use to do that. Let me know in the YouTube comments if you want me to do a video on that. So that's how you upload files in an ASP.NET Core Web API. And if you want to know more about minimal APIs, watch this video next. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.